beautiful campus of Miami University, and we look forward to sharing the best American Legion Buckeye Boy Scout program with you. Each and every member of the staff is here this week to make your 2026 American Legion Buckeye Boy Scout the greatest experience of your life. We hope this will be for you, as it has been for us, a week to shape a lifetime. It is my pleasure now to introduce you this evening to the President of the American Legion Buckeye Boy Scout Board of Trustees, Mr. Robert Schmitt. Robert Schmitt is a U.S. Air Force veteran and 40-plus year paid-up-for-life member of the American Legion, as well as a dedicated advocate for veterans, civic responsibility, and community leadership across the state of Ohio. His decades of service have shaped organizations, strengthened communities, and supported countless veterans and families. Today, he brings that same passion and purpose to American Legion Buckeye Boy Scout staff since he joined us back in 2002. Bob's leadership extends far beyond this program. He currently serves, or has served, as National Alternate Executive Committeeman, District Judge Advocate, Lucas County Judge Advocate, the Con Weissenberger Judge Advocate, Post, District, and Past Department Commander, and nationally as a National Commander's Representative for Veterans Employment and Education, focusing on homelessness and other critical benefits. He is a life member of the Disabled American Veterans, Veterans of Foreign Wars, and Catholic War Veterans, and he serves as both President of both the Toledo-Lucas County Memorial Day Association and the Toledo American Legion Convention Committee, as well as Vice President of the Toledo Soldier Memorial Association. His service resume reflects a lifetime dedicated to honoring veterans, strengthening civic institutions, and building the next generation of leaders. Please help me welcome to the stage the President of the American Legion Buckeye Boy Scout Board of Trustees, Robert Schmitt.
Thank you. You may be seated. I'm not sure which Robert Schmitt he's talking about. I'm not sure I know that guy. However, I'd like to welcome you to Buckeye Boy Scout 2026 and hope that you're going to have a great week. The American Legion and Buckeye Boy Scout are steeped in tradition. I would like to cover some traditions of Boy Scout which will be in place beginning tonight. A bell will signal when you will be asked to stand or sit for some of the Boy Scout ceremonies, or when the chair asks for quiet. The bell is presented to the Buckeye Boy Scout in 1946 by past National Commander of the American Legion, Raymond J. Kelly, and has seen over 80 years of service at the program. To have you stand as a group, the bell will be rung 3 times. You don't have to stand, but this is what it's going to be. Okay, to be seated, I'm going to ring the bell once. Okay, so 3 up, 1 down. Let us begin. Some more here that we got to cover is, please display proper respect to the flag of the United States of our country. Those not in uniform will place their right hand over their heart and in a respectful and reverent manner. Those in uniform or in Legion cover will give the proper right hand salute at attention. During the presentation of the U.S. flag, when the presiding officer says hand salute. At the conclusion, presiding officer says 2. That means you end your salute. The cap will be removed and placed over the heart for prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. The colors tonight will be advanced by Sons of the American Legion Squadron 109 Color Guard. That's post out of Montpelier, Ohio. The colors will be presented on stage at the post members of the American Legion Buckeye Boy Scout staff. Please advance the colors of our country. And salute. Two, please remain standing. We wish to remember and honor the veterans of World War I, World War II, and the Korean War. Who founded and grew the American Legion into the nation's largest wartime veteran service organization. Representing them is Melissa Fowle. He has presented no flag, as there are no longer veterans of those wars on the Buckeye Boy State staff. The first and the most important flag is the flag of the United States of America, presented by Weldon, a veteran of the Vietnam War. This flag is red, white, and blue, as a symbol of our country for 2.5 centuries. It has been seen America through time of strife and peace, turmoil and tranquility, unimaginable challenges and incredible successes. It stands as a solemn reminder of the sacrifices of innumerable men and women who paid their lives upon the altar of freedom in the defense of this republic. It is the flag of our great nation and its people. Please advance the flag to its posting, please. Hand salute. Two, please remain standing. The Ohio flag is being presented by Melissa Fowle, a veteran of the Gulf War. This flag is unique among the 50 state banners. It is a swallow-tailed flag called a burgee. The red center symbolizes a Buckeye, with the stars representing Ohio's honor as the 17th state in the nation. Please advance the Ohio state flag. The American Legion Department of Ohio flag is being presented by John Life, a veteran of war in Iraq. The American Legion's flag is white in color, symbolizing the state's organization within the national structure. It represents over 82,000 American Legion members in Ohio. We are responsible for producing and supporting American Legion programs in Buckeye Boy State. Please advance the American Legion flag. The fourth and final flag to be presented tonight is the American Legion Buckeye Boy State flag. It will be presented by Lieutenant Colonel Chris Ballard, commander of the 112th Transportation Battalion. This flag is the shape of the Ohio burgee and contains the American Legion colors of blue and gold. It has 3 stars, symbolic of the Boy State place as the 3rd Boy State established in the American Legion. We have brought the Boy State flag to the platform, and it will now retire it until the official commissioning of the Boy State during the inauguration ceremony on Wednesday. Please retire the flag of the American Legion Buckeye Boy State. Now that the flags are in place, the band will play the national anthem. Unlike some events, you are asked not to applaud at the conclusion of the anthem, and ask that you please remain standing after the national anthem for the invocation of the First Vice, John Looker, and the Pledge of Allegiance by Second Vice, Charlie Kvochick. Please post the colors. Two.
Please uncover. Eternal God, we gather at the beginning of this Buckeye Boys State session, grateful for the opportunity to learn, to lead, and to serve. Bless these delegates, staff, and volunteers as they undertake the work of citizenship. Grant them wisdom in their decisions, respect in their interactions, and integrity in all they do. May this week inspire in each of them a deeper commitment to community and country and the ideals that guide our great nation. Watch over us, strengthen us, and help us honor those who serve before us by the way we conduct ourselves here. Amen.
Please recite with me the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Recover and please be seated in a reverent manner. As we begin our activities this evening, I would like to ask all of you to pause with the Ohio American Legion to remember our prisoners of war and missing in action. Resolution 288, adopted in the 1985 American Legion National Convention, calls for designating a POW MIA empty chair at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of our thousands of American POW MIAs, still unaccounted for from all the wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. Please drape the flag of the chair. Presenting the POWMIA color is past President Steve Mazowick. The cover is to be draped over the chair in front of you. It stands as a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in defense of liberty, and full accounting of those missing in action. The chair is empty. Those we honor are not here in body, but they are with us in spirit. Let us remember and never forget their sacrifice. The American Legion is an organization of veterans who have served and fought the United States. One of the obligations the American Legion undertakes during Buckeye Boy State is to bring focus to the service and sacrifices so many have endured that enable all of us to enjoy the freedoms we have in this great country. American Buckeye Boy State has posted symbolic memorial flags on the stage in honor and remembrance of those fellow Ohioans throughout history who have made the supreme sacrifice. These flags will remain in place all week. At Buckeye Boy State, we have 15 cities and 5 counties. Beginning on Wednesday, an honor city flag will be presented daily to the honor city, to the highest performing city in each county. Additionally, a county banner will be presented daily to the highest performing county. As I announce each county, please stand and really let us know that you are here tonight. Okay, so the first county is named for past department commander and co-founder of the American Legion Buckeye Boy State, Willem Knode, Knode County. Wow, they're here, huh? Boy, you sure wouldn't know Knode's here. Wow, I hope the rest of you do better than that. Just a little slow, right? Got to get in the swing of things, right, guys? Okay, the second county is named after the co-founder and first director of the American Legion Buckeye Boy State, Pete DeWeese. DeWeese County. Wow. Now that's what we're talking about, but I'm sure some others can do better than that. The third county is named after the second director of the American Legion Buckeye Boy State, serving from 1962 to his retirement in 1991. William Welsh, Welsh County. The fourth county is named after the third director of the American Legion Buckeye Boy State, serving from 1991 until his retirement in 2019. Gerald White, White County. And the fifth and final county is named in honor of our current director, American Legion Buckeye Boy State, serving from 2019 to current. His name, Jim Koppin, Koppin County. Well, Knode, I think you guys got a lesson tonight, right? You'll do better through the course of the week. Okay, Mr. Jordan, can we have a number from the Boy State Band? is now my pleasure to introduce the officers of the Boise State Board of Trustees. Please stand as you are introduced and be recognized. First Vice President of the Buckeye Boise State Board of Trustees, John Looker of Mason, Ohio. Second Vice President of Buckeye Boise State Trustees is Charles Kvochick of Belleville. And the Secretary of the Buckeye Boise State Board of Trustees is Mark Weldon of Massillon. Okay, it is now my pleasure to welcome Miami University's 22nd president and one of our cherished partners in the American Legion Buckeye Boise State program, Dr. Greg Crawford, for his words of welcome on behalf of our host on this truly beautiful campus. Dr. Crawford.
Thank you. Good evening. It's great to welcome you all to Miami University. We are grateful that you're all here, and we're grateful to the American Legion for all their hard work and leadership to put this together. So it's great to have you here. This OHIO thing is a little bit reminiscent of a different school, and so what we do here at Miami is we do MU, and then we all say Ohio. So you ready for this? MU! Okay, you're gonna have to do better than that when the governor comes, because he's one of our alums, and so make sure you do that for him when he gets here. So first, this campus is gorgeous, as you probably already have known if you drove into town. Robert Frost called it the most beautiful campus that ever there was, and so we truly hope you can enjoy it as you're here this week. But one of the things you may not be familiar with about Miami University is that it's known for creating great leaders. If you look at our alumni and our graduates that are out there in the world today, we place them all over the place. There's those that run big companies and Fortune 500 companies at the helm, such as American Axle, Cintas, Cracker Barrel, Duke Energy, KeyCorp Bank, Enterprise, Purina, Merck, and Starbucks. And so they do great out there leading. We're one of the top 10 universities in the country with the top CEOs at the Fortune 500 firms. Second, we're known for entrepreneurship. And so if you come to Miami University, you actually can create your own company while you're here. And many of our graduates have started what we call unicorn companies, which grow to a value of more than $1 billion. And so it's very exciting. And many have been at the helm of some big modern companies and contemporary ones in Silicon Valley, such as Instagram and Twitter, and the CEO of Uber. And so really exciting what we do here around entrepreneurship. And then there's elected officials that graduate from this university. And we have the governor and the first lady of the great state of Ohio, Mike and Fran DeWine, are graduates from Miami. And also Senator Cantwell, the U.S. Senator in Washington, is also a Miami alum. So we have that going for us. And then there's certainly military officers. And so one of the greatest things about this institution is that we have all three branches of ROTC here. We have the Navy and the Marine Corps, we have Air Force and Space Force, and we also have the Army. And so since they began many years ago, we've graduated over 3,000 officers which serve this great nation. And then also, you're down here close to what's called the Cradle of Coaches. And so if you go down to Yeager, you'll see all these statues. And what they are, they're statues of phenomenal football coaches that went off to do great things after they graduated Miami. There's many stories about these coaches and many names you've heard about for sure. But our bragging right here is that at Miami, 3 of our graduates were Super Bowl winning head coaches. We had Weeb Eubank, who coached the New York Jets, and Joe Namath. Then we had Sean McVay, the youngest NFL coach in history for the LA Rams, and John Harbaugh, who's now the head coach of the New York Giants, and was our commencement speaker this year. So if you love leadership, and you love this week, which is all about leadership, we want you back here at Miami next year. We'd love to have you. One of the things leading this institution for 10 years, I think about leadership all the time. And I thought I would give you a few kind of lessons learned of things that I do, but not my job. It's when I'm out there doing different things. I always look for leadership lessons in everything that I do. And I exercise and I bike a lot. One of my favorite things is trail running. And if you get a chance, there's 17 miles of trails here at the university you can go running on, and it's just fantastic. But we go running, and then you're running down there and you're jumping over stumps, you're going over the streams, you're jumping over logs and big things. And then all of a sudden, when you're not paying attention, a little teeny root trips you up and you do a face plant. And the lesson learned on my leadership experience there is pay attention to detail this week. The big stuff everyone sees, but it's the little things, it's the attention to detail that's going to make a big difference. A second story I have is I lived in California for many years, and we did this trail run in the mountains every weekend. It was 6 miles through the woods and up to the top of the mountain and back. And then after about a year, we decided to go in reverse. We changed course. And guess what? We got lost. And so the leadership lesson there, when I reflect back on that experience, is that when you're leading, don't just rush from one thing to the next, but stop every now and then and reflect. Reflect upon what you've done, look backwards, look present, and then look forward. And then a third story is, in my career, I did a couple of different bike rides across the country. So I rode my bicycle 5 times during the summer across the United States. And I raised money and awareness for a rare disease that I was passionate about, which is fatal for children. It's called Niemann-Pick type C. And so I got out there, rode 100 to 150 miles a day, and finished in about 30 days, and made stops and fundraising visits all along the way. And I still get asked today, how did you ever get into shape for such a ride? And the fact of the matter is, I didn't. In fact, I got in shape just enough to have the courage to get started and then get in shape along the way. And that's a leadership lesson in and of itself, because you're going to get hit with some things this week, and you probably won't feel ready, but you are. Have the confidence to get out there and do it, and have the courage to do it. And don't be afraid of fear. Fear is a natural kind of thing that you feel. In fact, don't even fight it, because fear, when it comes with courage, is often just a signal of what matters the most to you. So embrace it. And then finally, I'm going to tell you one story here. Miami University men's basketball team this year was 31-0. It was an amazing year. It was just amazing. Few teams in NCAA history have ever accomplished an undefeated regular season. And as I looked at them, it taught me a lot about leadership this year. First, they were a team. You know, there were superstars, of course, but they didn't build that team around one person. They built it around a whole team and collaboration. They built that team in such a way when they double-teamed our post or our point guard, you know, good luck with that. Our forward or our other guard was open. And they just killed it that way. They were also disciplined, and they had a strategy, and they played with it. And even when they got behind or what have you, they stuck with that strategy. And they were disciplined in such a way that they came out on top. And then the third area which they had, which was no doubt, on a winning season like that, there's some games that just don't go well, 5 or 6 of those games. But they found a way to win. They had the confidence to hang in that game and come out on top, even when they didn't play their best. And so keep those leadership lessons in mind. We're so happy you're here today. You're going to have a fantastic week with all the support staff, the volunteers, and the American Legion. And we certainly hope you have a wonderful time here at Miami University. And then this year will be the first year that some of you will be applying for and will be university presidents. Doesn't that sound like fun? No? So we're looking forward to having you, and you're going to have a handful of interviews coming up this week, and there's no doubt I'm going to ask you with my question about your personal leadership virtues and some of the things that I talked about today, so be ready. So it's wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much, the American Legion, and MU. Thanks, everyone. Love and honor.
I would now like to invite to the podium Department of Ohio Commander Stan Oren to pass on his words of welcome on behalf of the American Legion Department of Ohio. Commander Oren.
Thank you, Robert. Welcome to Boise State. It is truly an honor to stand with you as you begin a week of learning, a week of discovery. On my path from serving in the United States Navy for more than 40 years as a proud Legionnaire has taught me that service and citizenship are powerful forces. Each of you are stepping into a program to help shape your future leadership. And I'm grateful you've chosen to be part of. Throughout my years in the American Legion, in my community, and alongside fellow veterans, I have seen what young people can accomplish. They believe in themselves, when they believe in themselves, and commit to making a difference. This week, your chances to explore and strengthen and challenge yourselves, to build the confidence that will carry you forward. On behalf of the American Legion, Department of Ohio, I thank you for being here. I hope this experience inspires you, empowers you, and reminds you that your voice matters. Welcome to Buckeye Boise State. I am proud of each of you, and I look forward to seeing the leaders that you become. I would like to acknowledge a few other honored guests and staff members that we have this evening. National Executive Committeeman, Ron Chapman. My first Vice Commander, Gary Cox. Thank you for all you do for the American Legion and the state of Ohio. Thank you very much. Have a great week, and I'm enjoying the fact that I get to spend it with you. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you tonight, our speaker tonight, Mr. Paul LaRue. Paul LaRue was raised on a family farm in southeast Fairfield County. He attended Buckeye Boys State in 1977, sponsored by the Oscar McVeigh Post No. 20 in Bremen, Ohio. Paul served as a Buckeye Boys State counselor in 1979 while attending The Ohio State University, where he was elected student body president. Paul was a career high school social studies teacher in Washington Courthouse. During his teaching career, Paul was a recipient of numerous state and national teaching awards, including American Legion Ohio Educator of the Year, Veterans of Foreign Wars Ohio Teacher of the Year, and the Ohio Daughters of the Revolution History Teacher of the Year. Nationally, Paul was a Time Warner Teacher of the Year and received first place in the History Channel's Innovation in History Education Contest. Paul served on the Ohio World War I Centennial Committee and currently co-chairs the America 250 Ohio K-12 Education Committee. In 2020, Governor DeWine appointed Paul to serve on the State Board of Education. Paul was elected president of the State Board of Education in 2023 and re-elected president in January 2025. Would you please welcome to the podium, Paul LaRue.
Thank you.
Good evening, Buckeye Boys Staters. I would like to wish you a happy Flag Day. On this date, in 1777, the Second Continental Congress officially approved the American flag. Next year will be the 250th of the American flag. 49 years ago, I was sitting in your seat. I was not sure about the upcoming week, but I knew it was a week I was not going to be baling hay. It was a lot more than that. I'm sure you think you're having a busy summer with sports, music, jobs, college visits. 83 years ago, a young man from Dayton, Ohio, was also between his junior and senior year of high school. Buddy Branch was drafted August 9th, 1943. Just over a year later, he was part of the Allied forces racing across France. Buddy Branch was part of the 761st Tank Battalion, which was one of the most decorated African-American battalions in World War II. Jackie Robinson was an officer in that storied battalion. On November 25th, 1944, Buddy was a recipient of a Bronze Star. His citation reads, Buddy Branch, Corporal, Infantry, Company B, 761st Tank Battalion, U.S. Army, for heroic achievement in action against the enemy on November 25th, 1944 in Honskirk, France. Corporal Branch, after having established covering fire for 17 walking casualties, voluntarily dismounted his tank and with utter disregard for his personal safety, distinguished himself by courageously, in the face of heavy enemy fire. Corporal Branch succeeded in inspecting 6 disabled tanks, aided in the removal and evacuation of 7 litter cases, carrying each one back approximately 300 yards to shelter, while enemy 88mm guns, mortars, machine guns, and snipers continued to fire upon the disabled column for a period of 4.5 hours. Corporal Branch's courage and devotion is an inspiration to all. Entered military service from Dayton, Ohio. That's between his junior and senior year. You never know when your country or your community will need you. Less than 3 weeks from now, our nation will celebrate its 250th birthday. The Declaration of Independence contains 1,320 words that changed our world. Those words created a nation have provided the opportunities you enjoy today. What to expect this week? This week, you're going to make new friends. Many of these friends you will reconnect with in college, career, or in the military. Some of these friendships will last a lifetime. There is a reason we talk about the Buckeye Boys State family. Earlier this spring, the America 250 Ohio and the American Legion Department of Ohio partnered on the America 250 Ohio History Bee at the State House. It was an overwhelming success. At the event, Ohio Speaker of the House Matt Huffman thanked the American Legion for sending him to Boys State. Speaker Huffman and I were talking, and we figured out we had both attended Boys State the same year. That connection is real. Take time this week for those friendships. Use your phones to document these friendships. I have 3 photos from my time at Boys State. 1, my city when I was a delegate. 1, my city when I was a counselor, and the counselor group photo. I am jealous of your ability to document your week. This week you will hear great speakers. Honestly, I will likely be the worst speaker you will hear this week. You will hear from Ohio's Governor Mike DeWine and my mentor and senior Boys State counselor Carmen Scott. Be an active and attentive listener. This week you're going to learn. One of the things that I think makes Buckeye Boys State amazing is it is hands-on. It is practical. After my mother passed away and we were cleaning out the farmhouse, don't think I'm from a family of hoarders, but we found my certificate from when I was a delegate in 1977. And it says, you have completed a course in practical government. And that's one of the greatest things about this, is it is hands-on. One of the best ways to learn things is by doing. And one of the things that you get, it's great to hear and be lectured and all that, but one of the great things this week, you are going to be doing government, and that's going to stick with you. You will have opportunities to learn from your counselors, from staff, from other Boys Staters. Be open to ideas, new and old. This week you will have opportunities to develop your leadership skills. Leadership is a skill that requires repetition, just like in sports and music. Practice, practice, practice. Regardless of what position or job you have this week, you're practicing your leadership skills. When I was a delegate, I was a city councilman. It was the best. I wasn't president of the city council, but I remember going and working with the guys and coming up with ideas. You know, that's that hands-on piece, and I think that's what makes this special. And I will put this program up against, yes, I'm biased, I will put this program up against any program in the country for that reason. This week you're going to have fun. Take time to be in the moment. Enjoy all the opportunities this week will provide. Don't forget to smile and laugh. Remember, you are not baling hay. As young leaders, I would like to challenge you. This is what I call the 5-4-3-2-1 challenge. Try to accomplish at least one of these challenges, but I expect more. Challenge 5, friendships. Make 5 new friends this week. Friends you plan to stay in touch with long after Boys State ends. Challenge 4, education. Commit to learning 4 new things this week. And the true test of learning is taking this knowledge home and sharing it with your community, your school, your church, your American Legion post. Challenge 3, reflection and gratitude. Since 1775, 41 million United States service members have protected this nation, with 1.3 service members making the ultimate sacrifice. Take time this week to thank 3 American Legion members for helping make this week possible. Your thank you requires a firm handshake and direct eye contact. Hopefully, you have already thanked your local American Legion post. 2, showing up is half the battle. Listen attentively to all the speakers this week, and then take 2 items from this week's speakers back to your community and share that message. Challenge 1, leadership. Once home, take on a significant act of leadership. Run for class president. Organize a community blood drive. Leadership still matters. This week will be what you make it. When you look back at this week 50 years from now, it will be America's tricentennial. I hope you have great memories. Good luck, thanks, and have a great week.
Thank you, Paul. Jeff, may we please have another number from this wonderful Buckeye Boys State Band? many hours practice, Jeff? 1 hour of practice. This is what you get from boys from all over the... Can you imagine what they're going to be like by Saturday? Fantastic job. Fantastic job. Okay, at this point in time, I'd like to call Mark Weldon to the podium here for evening announcements.
You will quickly learn to appreciate this part of the program. If you need medical staff, they are located on the 4th floor of Sims Hall. The Buckeye Boys State program has medical staff on site 24/7. The Acting Secretary of State's office will open at 8 o'clock a.m. tomorrow morning for you to file petitions. The office is located in Sims. The deadline for filing petitions is 5:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Applications for Junior Cadet Week, sponsored by the Ohio State Highway Patrol, following Buckeye Boys State, will be available beginning tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. from the officers of the Ohio State Highway Patrol in Farmer, room number 27. For those of you wishing to practice law in the Buckeye Boys State program, you must pass the Buckeye Boys State bar exam. There will be a rolling bar exam starting at 9:30 a.m. and continuing until lunch. Campaign headquarters will be open tomorrow from 9:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. to obtain campaign materials outside of Withrow. The Federalist and Nationalist state conventions will convene tomorrow morning at 10:15. The Nationalist Convention will be in the Laws Building, room 100. The Federalist Convention will be in Benton, room 102. As a Buckeye Boys State delegate, each of you have a unique opportunity to help Buckeye Boys State and the Ohio American Legion make history and pay it forward by helping the Boys State help others. This Saturday, June 20th, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., in cooperation with the American Red Cross, we will conduct a blood drive in the Markham Hotel and Conference Center, room 150. The basic criteria to donate the gift of life is simple. You must be 17 years old, weigh at least 110 pounds, and be in good health. In order to register to donate, you must fill out an application, which can be found in your online delegate packet. Further announcements will be forthcoming in your cities on turning in your applications. Information on the Samsung American Legion Scholarship was found in your online delegate packets. If this year runs true to form, nearly 300 of you will be making application for this scholarship. The deadline for completing an online application for the scholarship is tonight at midnight. Information on the U.S. Senate Youth Program was found in your online delegate packet. Candidates to be interviewed for this program will be selected by the American Legion staff and Senate Youth Interview Committee. There will be mandatory city meetings on your floors following this program. Please follow your counselor's instructions as to the exact time. Out of respect for the ceremonies which will take place here in Millett Arena this week, those individuals who will be giving of their time and efforts to appear on your behalf, it is requested you not text during our programs and only use your cameras in their camera video mode to capture the memories for those you will see and hear from. There will be other times during the week you will be requested not to use your phone by members of the staff, and your respect and cooperation in complying with such requests will be appreciated. We will have lights out at 11 p.m. We will rise and shine at 6:15 a.m. Mr. President, this completes my announcements.
Okay, tonight's benediction will be presented by Melissa Fowle. We're not ready to do that yet. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Melissa. Please uncover and rise. Oh, yep, ding, ding, ding. Say to ring your bell.
Please pray with me. Dearest Lord, we are here at Buckeye Boys State for the express purpose of teaching
these young men about our form of government, and for these delegates to learn how to put what they learn into action. We pray that you would guide our words and thoughts this week, that they would please you, but also that we can lift each other up with our words and our true beings, Lord. Help us, Lord, to reach out with integrity, with grace, and with love. We thank you for this opportunity to come together, to make new friendships, strengthen our love for our country, and to give of ourselves for a higher purpose. We ask that you be with us all week, Lord, and help us to keep our eyes open for the blessings that you give us and allow us to be used to become blessings to others. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Recover.
Color guard, please retire the colors.
Color guard, forward, march.
Mark, you're supposed to get your flag. And salute. Two. This concludes our first night of assembly. One down.